All right, so here we'll be looking at this question, and the question here is 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol is an example of what type of alkanol? 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol is an example of what type of alkanol? All right, so the first thing I would want to do here is to draw out the structure of 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol. All right, so I have butan 1-ol. Butan 1-ol. So this is telling me that the parent compound here is a butane, and butane we have how many carbon atoms? 4 carbon atoms. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so these are the 4 carbon atoms in butane. All right, so butan 1-ol is telling me that the OH group is at what? Is at carbon 1, is at the first carbon. So this is the first carbon, so I have an OH group here. All right, then 2,2-dimethyl is telling me that in this second carbon atom I have 2 methyl group. So there is a methyl group here, CH3, and there is another methyl group here, CH3. So that is why it is 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol. So this is the structure for 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol. All right, 2,2-dimethyl is telling me that in this second carbon atom I have 2 methyl groups. Butan 1-ol is telling me that this 1-ol is showing me that in this first carbon atom I have an OH group. All right, so the next thing I will do is to fill the rest bonds with what? With hydrogen. So this is hydrogen, hydrogen. All right, hydrogen, 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 and what? Hydrogen. So how many alkyl groups are attached to this carbon atom bearing the OH group? How many alkyl groups are attached to this carbon atom carrying the OH group? So we have just one alkyl group that is attached to this carbon atom carrying the OH group. All right, so therefore this is an example of a primary alkanol. This is an example of a primary alkanol. Why is it a primary alkanol? It's a primary alkanol because we have just one alkyl group attached to this carbon atom bearing the hydroxyl group. All right, so another way you can look at it is to look at the number of hydrogen atoms attached to this carbon atom carrying the OH group. So you have 2 hydrogen atoms attached to this carbon atom carrying the OH group. So therefore this alkanol is an example of a primary alkanol. All right, so again, when you have 2 hydrogen atoms attached to the carbon atom bearing the OH group, just as you have here, you have 2 hydrogen atoms attached to this carbon atom bearing the OH group. You refer to this alkanol as a primary alkanol. All right, then when you have just one hydrogen atom attached to the carbon atom bearing the OH group, it is a secondary alkanol. Then when you have no hydrogen atom attached to the carbon atom bearing the hydroxyl group, is an example of a tertiary alkanol. All right, so what we have here is 2,2-dimethyl-butan 1-ol is an example of a primary alkanol because you have just one alkyl group attached to the carbon atom bearing the OH group. All right, so this alkyl group is what type of alkyl group? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 carbon atoms, right? C5. Then the hydrogen, this is 3, 1, 2, 3. This is 3 hydrogen plus 3 hydrogen will give me 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So C5H11. This is an example of a pentyl group. This is a pentyl group. This is an example of an alkyl group. All right, so this C5H11 is pentyl. All right, so it's an example of an alkyl group. So this compound is what? Is an example of a primary alkanol because you have just one alkyl group attached to the carbon atom carrying the OH group.